Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. It's very easy for us to forget that Chelsea have a game tonight in the Conference League. We've flown to Geneva, we're playing in Switzerland, and it is Servette versus Chelsea in the Europa Conference League second leg. It's a playoff to even get to the group stage. Exciting stuff, but today is obviously going to be also talking about Victor Osimhen. Not going to talk about it much in this video because I uploaded a video late in the evening yesterday in the UK talking about exactly where we're at now with Osimhen. I don't need to talk about it anymore. I don't want to, I've talked about it a lot, haven't I? But I don't want to overdo it for no reason, to be fair. So the next video that you see talking about Osimhen will be if he signs or not. That's going to be the one. It's either going to be the banger or it's going to be the, let the balloon deflate gently. But in terms of balloons, we're inflating at the minute. That's what I'm going to say here under Enzo Maresca. We lost to Man City. We had a pretty average preseason, won 1 in 6 of those preseason games. And since then, we've beaten Servette 2-0. And then we had that emphatic 6-2 victory at the Molineux at the weekend. I think we're going to see a very different Chelsea side today. In terms of the key talking points with who's fit and who's not, who's going to play, who's not, I don't think we're going to see Pedro Neto. He didn't train the day before we flew. Joao Felix didn't register in time. I think we can register him again if we actually do make it through tonight in the group stage, but he can't play. Reece James is still out injured. We're going to have to wait until after the international break to see him. Romeo Lavia is also the same. Maresca confirmed in his press conference Lavia won't feature. And then I think also that's just about it in terms of the Chelsea team news. We've also brought with us a man that I've not actually ever heard of before, Harrison McMahon. I think he's 18 years old. He's travelled with the first team squad, as has Tyreek George and Josh Achiampong, who we did see on the pre-season tour. Anyway, if you guys want to get yourselves the brand new Chelsea kit this season, the home kit, the away kit, the third kit, or anything for that matter at the Megastore, I've got a discount code. GBFC10 gets you 10% off if you use the links in the description of this video. Anything you want in the Megastore right now, 10% off with the code. Check the link down below. Subscribe to the George Benson football channel if you're new around here and haven't already done so. I've uploaded so many videos in the past few days. There is content galore right now. And whilst you're here, please keep showing love to the channel by smacking a like on today's video. This game for me is all about general momentum. And what I mean by that is Chelsea winning 3 matches in a row. We have seen as a result of that win at Wolves at the weekend that the atmosphere in the training ground, players are laughing, they're joking amongst one another. We have got virtually all of our players right now who speak about the manager in press conferences and various interviews. Everyone is saying great things. Noni Madueke, post-match against Wolves, credit to the manager. I think a lot of the players here are really liking what they're seeing from Enzo Maresca. The fact that we're not seeing players being rushed back from injuries, being forced to do sprints every training session, I think it's going down well. I think the atmosphere at Chelsea right now is quite obviously heavily dominant in terms of like understanding tactics, developing the system that we keep hearing so much about under Enzo Maresca. But at the same time, I think what we saw last season, particularly in the early phases, when the squad is coming together on the training ground and they're constantly being exhausted with the methods of Pochettino. And again, this isn't me just like praising Maresca and then putting Pochettino down as a direct comparison. But I think there's a lot to be said by having this calm atmosphere, having there be a new system, which is exciting when you're playing well and scoring 6 goals, obviously. But I think the way that we're seeing the dressing room now is it looks as though it's a team and a squad that are slowly galvanizing together, slowly molding into a collective, a syndicate almost, of people that seem to know each other now. They seem to want to play together. We're seeing different combinations on the field. And I think we're at a point already under the Enzo Maresca reign where we can see what we're trying to do. I think at times last season under Pochettino, right until the very end where it clicked and we looked amazing, there was too many opportunities last season and too many moments where you look at what Chelsea were doing and you weren't really sure as to what it was. We know how Pochettino wanted to play football, but like, was it that? And I think now that we've managed to get ourselves here into the Europa League places, yes, the level of competition isn't amazing. There's going to be a step up from the majority of Conference League games that we play if we go through tonight, including tonight, to the games at the weekend. There is going to be a massive step up in almost every Premier League fixture from what we play in the Conference League, particularly in the early stages of the competition. In terms of that momentum, though, for Chelsea to win 3 games in a row, then go back to Stamford Bridge at the weekend to play Palace in the Premier League before an international break, this is massive for us. Regardless of what happens today and tomorrow in the transfer window, is it Osimhen? Is it Tony? We'll wait and see. Is it someone else? I think this is a massive game for Chelsea because you cannot underestimate that feeling that you get when you keep on winning. And as much as some people just don't seem to care about the Conference League, this is a competition that we should absolutely be going to win. I've built a Chelsea 11 here, and as you can see from the thumbnail, I've said surprise 11 because, as we mentioned earlier, there's a few players that are going to miss out, and I look at the team that I've built here, and it's a mixture of building that momentum that we've spoken about in this video. There's a couple of opportunities here for players that I don't think are going to get too many opportunities. And there's a partnership in the middle of the park that I want to see more of. So we begin with the European goalkeeper. Philip Jorgensen is in goal once again. I think with Jorgensen, it's going to be a case of this. Robert Sanchez is only going to be a couple of mistakes away from being dropped. And if Jorgensen keeps on keeping clean sheets in these Europa Conference League games, then I think it will help him to make those first team appearances in the Premier League quicker if Sanchez is making mistakes. I was impressed with Sanchez the other day, so not going to talk about it too much, but Jorgensen, it's been confirmed by Maresca, he's the Conference League goalkeeper. We move into a completely changed Chelsea back four. Axel Disasi at right back. I'm not sure if he's going to start with Achiampong at right back, but considering we might even sell Axel Disasi, I think this is last chance saloon for Disasi to have a great game, show that he's a versatile player that can play in various positions, and to give a rest to Malo Gusto just in case on a dodgy pitch we get any injuries before Palace at the weekend. So it was between Achiampong and Disasi, but I think if we can get an early goal, Achiampong can definitely get some minutes here, but I'd say last chance saloon for Disasi. Tosin Badiashile as the centre-back partnership, and Renato Vega. I want to talk about Renato Vega here a little bit because of all of the players that we've signed this summer, he comes across so well in the media. Watching his pre-match press conference yesterday, if you saw it, he was the player that did the conference with Enzo Maresca. And it's a breath of fresh air listening to this guy speak. When you see him out there on the field, he's giving it large to the fans, not in like a I'm trying too hard kind of way, in an old school footballer manner, which I think is absolutely missing from the current game, particularly with the dead atmosphere that we've got at Stamford Bridge. That's the truth. Vega's there trying to rally the crowd, puts in a big crunching tackle, and then he tries to get everyone to back the team. I think that's exactly what we need. And when he speaks about waking up every day and feeling blessed to wear the Chelsea shirt, this is the kind of players that we want. We want players that see Chelsea as that destination, and they absolutely want to be here and not just see it as like a little sandwich outside, not the filling, for their whole career. That was an awful way of explaining things, but you get my drift. The midfield, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. To be quite honest, at the moment, you're looking at the midfield and you're just wondering what we're going to see. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, that's the question mark I've got right now. Is Dewsbury-Hall going to be able to play in this kind of pivot role? I don't know. And I think at the minute, like with Dewsbury-Hall, I'm struggling to really see where he's going to fit into this team. But Enzo and Caicedo, more minutes together, get them more fresh. I think we saw Enzo in particular, second half against Wolves, he was fantastic. These two got overran in the first half, and that is why Chelsea conceded both of their goals. I want to see them sharper, and I think we at least give them minutes to start this game, get the job done, hopefully, by half-time to make sure that we go through. Moving into the front, the attack here. No Neto, no Felix. I think Cole Palmer will be rested. Nkunku didn't start the last game, so I think he'll start in the number 10. Marc Guiu is going to start up front. Big game this for him. Noni continues on the right. Momentum, that's what we've spoken about. And Mudryk on the left. I want to speak here about Marc Guiu because if Chelsea do sign Victor Osimhen or Ivan Toney and that deal goes through, there's a lot to be asked about what is going to happen to Marc Guiu. I would say keep him around the club. I think maybe it gets to a point in January where it really doesn't look like he's going to get a sniff, even in the Conference League, potentially, and then get him a loan move. But at least until January, we've got these Conference League games. We should be winning the majority of the group matches. Give him a run. I think Maresca's already said it. He's such a hard worker, such a likeable character. He's endearing himself to the Chelsea fans, and I think he scores tonight. I really hope that he does, because what I've seen of him so far, he gets you off your seat. He gets everybody's energy around him up, and I think it's just about getting him the ball. I think he's going to score. Mudryk on the left. Want to talk about him as well. He's very much on last chance saloon as well. Similar to Axel Disasi when you look at this lineup. Mudryk here absolutely has to perform. And I'm going to make a bold prediction here. I think Mudryk does perform tonight. I think he's going to be the star. I think Mudryk is going to be the man of the match. I think Chelsea go and win 3-0 in Servette. I think Mudryk scores twice and Marc Guiu gets one. It's a bit of a rogue prediction. I really want Mudryk to play well tonight because as much as I've been very hard and harsh on him, I think it's warranted. I think it's justified. And I think every time he plays at the moment, it's the same issue. And I'm very happy that our manager, Enzo Maresca, sees exactly what we're all seeing. Even Josh Aveste, who's a good friend of mine, watched his video that he made yesterday about Mudryk. He's Mudryk's biggest fan. And even he is saying, look, at this point in time, that end product is letting him down time and time again. And right now, we have got too much attacking quality in this squad for Mudryk to keep being subpar. So this is a moment here in Servette, in Switzerland, to get the job done in terms of big performance from Mudryk. I think Noni, just keep him playing right now. He looks so sharp, so fit. Keep him scoring goals. I think he's going to have a big part to play as well. And then Kunku in the 10. But I think Mudryk steals the show tonight. I've just got this weird little feeling. I think there is definitely a world where we see minutes for Tyreek George. Harrison McMahon, if we can get a debut for him as well, that would be fantastic. Vega, I'm excited to see. Overall, I'm really excited about this Chelsea team. I think we'll see Enzo Fernandez getting forward a bit more. Vega will step up into that inverted role. Maybe Disasi will. We'll see if he can do that. Exciting game, this. It's kind of in the midst of all of this crazy transfer news. And I've tried to keep Osimhen's name out of my mouth during this video just so that we can focus on the football and it not just be news. There's currently no updates at the time of me recording this, but today should be the day that we find out. So this video might just get completely lost amidst all of the other crazy stuff going on. So smack a like on it. Subscribe if you are new. I'm going to be live tonight watching this game with a watch along. So I would love to see you there. I'm going to hopefully get all the timer stuff sorted so that we can match up the times if you're watching it online as well, which of course you will be because it's not on TV. We can all watch together, react together, and hopefully celebrate not only a Chelsea win, but an Osimhen signing. It's going to be a mega one tonight. I'm going to hopefully go live an hour or an hour and a half or so before the game. I don't know if I'm doing an all-nighter or not. I'll try and sleep a bit before. We'll see. Come on, you Blues.